Welcome to Seattle, home of the Seattle Seahawks, where the 12th man is alive and in the building!
Time now for Seahawks Central Radio, hosted by Jamie Nicole, Football Girl, and Kevin Norman.
This is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Seattle! Welcome everyone to Seahawks Central Radio.
I totally didn't think that you were going to do that. Like, no, I just didn't. I was like looking at you like, are we going to say something? You've had a bad day. I know. It's cool.
Yeah, I want to give a quick shout out to my work. There were layoffs over at Big Fish Games today. About more than 50 people affected because I'm hearing that there were contractors let go too. So I just want to say to everyone that was affected by the layoffs, we wish you the best and good luck in the job market. And I'm sure you guys will all do great because we're a family.
You know what's really funny about this, and I don't want to take away from that because, you know, everybody that I met at Big Fish, I really like, you know, myself. But that is the most emotional I've ever seen you about anything, I think.
Well, it was a tough day, so I want to apologize in advance if I'm a little out of it. It's been pretty rough watching your friends and coworkers go, so I just want to wish everyone the best over there.
That's cool. Well, I have something that will cheer your spirits today.
Was it John Moffat talking crap to a bunch of Seahawks fans on Twitter?
Yeah, I think that I'm going to have to talk to our friend Tyler Sniffen, who's been on the show quite many times once, and figure out what this whole spiel was. And apparently it was deleted because when I went and looked, it was like tweets from June. Like Moffat tweeted from June, and I was like, that didn't happen. But I know it did. Like, I know. What did Moffat say? Was he like angry? Like, screw you, Seattle?
It was just that, like, you know, I don't remember the tweet exactly, but it was like, you all think you're funny and unique, not 12th man.
Oh, well, we are funny. And Moffat, you know, I've been sitting here this whole time and I've been like, you know, Moffat didn't want to be here. He lost his heart. I've been saying that for months. And this is not only proof of that, but that's fine. I mean, that just shows what, like, unsportsmanship type person he is. Like, why can't you just duck out? These are fans.
Well, you know, I like John Moffat. I think some people do end up having attitude problems, and it was apparent that, you know, maybe Moffat needed a fresh start, and I'm glad he got that, and I hope the best for him.
Yeah, and we've talked about that, but I'm starting to get jaded. I don't really think that if you're in a position to be a role model that you should be necessarily acting the way that you are. He doesn't play football well enough to act like an ass.
Well, okay, but I guess, you know, I don't want to stoop down to his level, number one. Number two.
I'm not calling names, I'm just saying his behavior was unwarranted and unprofessional.
Well, and number two, I mean, it goes back to my quote, don't let Twitter ruin your day.
Yeah, it doesn't usually
Don't take it too seriously. It's just John Moffat being John Moffat. Let it roll off your back, fans.
I think the only time that Twitter really ruined my day was, you know, reading about Carson getting cut. That was about it. That was, you know, seeing how many people were upset. But
yeah.
Other than that, and it didn't ruin my day. It just made me very sad.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that later in the show. We have a good show coming up for you guys. We have some talks about the Denver game. I told you, it's been a rough day. Brain stopped a little bit. But yeah, we have some talks about the Denver game. We're opening up the phone lines.
We're talking about Carson's departure. We have a message from Carson to Fan. We're opening the phone lines for our trivia because we're giving away free stuff.
A shirt.
Hey, I don't even have said shirt yet. Like, I don't own said shirt at this time for our own network. So whoever the fan is that gets it is luckier than I.
I think they shipped it FedEx, and FedEx is still mad at us.
They probably are.
I got jokes.
I was going to say, I wonder who would really get those jokes. Our producer's like, yours is in the mail. Like, all right, now, so mad at us. It's been weeks. I don't think so. I think that they see it's coming to us, and they're like, no, it's not going to happen. I'm all going to alter my t-shirt, too. Brian doesn't even know. Producer doesn't even know. I'm bringing sexy back.
I still haven't WD-40'd my chair, so I'm just going to apologize in advance again.
Oh.
Someone just wants to send me a bottle of WD-40. That would be fantastic. I actually have one. I'm just too lazy to walk from point A to point B. Go get it.
It's ridiculous.
If it were like on my porch when I got home and non-explosive or suspicious looking, I might just use it. So
no, you wouldn't do it then. Because there's a package on your porch that you weren't expecting, and it could always have the potential for explosion.
I'd make my girlfriend open it.
Rude. That's fine. If I was in a relationship, I probably would make my boyfriend open it too. I don't want to. You do it.
You got a package for me.
I know it has my name on it, but it's actually for you. Hey, so how hard do you think these trivia questions are? On like a scale from 1 to holy balls.
They're all right. I'm going easy on them. We're going easy on them for the first round.
Yeah.
Well, originally.
Yeah. So this is what I'm thinking that we will get harder questions, and it'll just be a title situation. Like, not only are you gonna win a shirt and other stuff to come, obviously, but you get like a title. Like, you win the championship title. I'll make a belt. Not use FedEx though.
Don't make those promises. Someone's gonna be asking for a belt. But then it's like, okay, well, then you have to mail that belt to someone else person that gets that belt.
I won't do it.
No, that's why we're not making a belt, is because some people are selfish. Thanks, hypothetical guy we dreamed up.
He's a jerk. I hate that hypothetical guy.
Screw that hypothetical guy.
Bet you he just turned off completely. He was like, screw them.
No, it's going to be the first person who calls. Just kidding. That could be anyone. I apologize in advance.
I don't apologize. I do. I wonder who's going to call in. This is going to be pretty interesting. Especially since the first time we're opening the phone line. So I don't think any of us really knows what to expect. So I'm too excited to deal with this. Let's go on a break so I can hurry up and talk to our hypothetical. I'm just kidding.
All right. We'll be right back.
Football fans, check out ProFootballCentral.com for all the latest NFL news and analysis. Also, check out the very popular Pro Football Central Radio Network for awesome NFL talk around the league. Go to ProFootballCentral.com. ProFootballCentral.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We've opened up the phone lines for some Hawk trivia.
Hawk trivia. I wanted to come up with a better name than Hawk trivia, and I lost that debate. Wasn't really a debate.
Well, we had like 5 seconds to come up with a name, so.
How about that? If anybody can come up with a better name than Hawk Trivia, I will give you a hug.
So, we have Slick Hawk on the line. He is called in.
From his car, which also sounds like a lawnmower.
How are you doing, Slick Hawk?
It's got that hamster power.
So it's a Kia?
No, it's no 3/4.
So, Slick Hawk, are you ready to answer some trivia questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Win some stuff and the title. I don't know what the title is yet, but you'll be the first one to win it.
Great.
Perfect. All right. I don't know what Kevin's doing. So,
you think you're an expert on the Seattle Seahawks? Well, guess what? It's time to prove it. You are a contestant on Seahawks Central Radio, Seahawks Trivia. And now introducing your hosts of the trivia game, the pride of Seattle, the pride of Washington, the pride of America, Kevin Storm and Norman, and Jamie Nicole, football girl. Take it away, hosts.
yay! I need like a big
Well, that's quite an introduction.
Do you love it?
That was amazing.
I actually am that's gonna be my ringtone for every time you call me. It's just gonna be.
Oh.
That'd be awesome. All right, are you ready? Let's get this show on the road. Kevin, do you want to go to the first question?
All right, Matt. How many consecutive seasons did Sean Alexander rush for over 1,000 yards?
For over 1,000. I want to say 4.
Ooh. Ouch. It's actually 5.
Yes, did you get 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know he had one where he ran for he was 3 yards short of 1,000 yards or something like that.
Yeah, that's not the one.
And then his rookie year, he only did a few hundred, and then go up. So I guess 5. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's 2001
0
to
for 1.
0 for 1. All right, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah, sure.
All right. In 2009, who had the most receiving yards for the Seahawks?
2009, the most receiving yards. I'm going to go with... Dude, tough question. I want Nate Burleson.
Damn it.
Oh.
You were close. It was TJ Hushmanzada.
That's a loud, mean butler.
And I think that our correct question answer thing or whatever is all soft and cute, I think.
All right.
Yeah, dang it. 0 for 2. All right, we have 3 more questions. You ready?
Okay, yeah, I gotta improve here.
I think you might get this one though. Okay. How many head coaches have the Seahawks had in their history?
Oh, that's a lot. Okay, let me
Take out your fingers if you have to. That's fine with me.
Gotta count it. 11?
Dang. Let's look up. What's up? 8.
8?
8 coaches.
You say 8?
Yeah. 8. 8 coaches. Kevin, you're supposed to fill in the answer part, I thought. I thought we were sharing this. I didn't know I was the only one. Yeah, 8. Jim Mora. Mike Holmgren. Dennis Erickson. Take it away, Kevin.
Tom Flores, Trev Knox, Mike McCormick, and Jack Patera, sorry.
Patera.
Yeah, that's 8.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
That does make 8.
That does make 8. All right, Matt, we actually got to let you go.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Football fans, check out ProFootballCentral.com for all the latest NFL news and analysis. Also, check out the very popular Pro Football Central Radio Network for awesome NFL talk around the league. Go to ProFootballCentral.com. ProFootballCentral.com.
All right, and we're back with Rick from Spokane. How are you doing today, Rick?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Are you ready to answer some Seahawks trivia?
I'm going to try.
Are you ready, Rick from Spokane, to win a T-shirt?
I am. I want that T-shirt. That's a pretty awesome T-shirt.
Ah, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, you ready? Here we go. How many consecutive seasons did Sean Alexander rush for over 1,000 yards?
Oh, my goodness. Okay. How many seasons?
Consecutive. How many consecutive seasons did Sean Alexander rush for over 1,000 yards?
I'm gonna say 6.
Oh, you're so close.
5.
5 seasons.
Oh, so close.
That was really close. Okay, are you ready for the next question?
Okay.
You might know this one. How many head
All right.
coaches have the Seahawks had in their history?
In their history. Okay. Hold on.
Go ahead, use your fingers.
1.
No worries.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go with 9.
Damn it!
8.
8? Oh.
8. That was really close.
So close.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. In 2009, who had the most receiving yards for the Seahawks?
2009. 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. Receiving yards in 2009. Wasn't, no, that was the year before. Oh, man.
Throw it out
You
there.
guys
Go
are
with your
throwing me
gut.
for a loop here. Okay. 2009 receiver. Oh, I'm going to go Corn Robinson.
Ooh, TJ Hushmanzada.
Nice try.
Oh, the one year he was there?
Yeah.
That's a trick question.
Oh, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put you on the fast track. So we're going to do this again next week, and all you have to say is Rick from Spokane, and we'll get you back on.
That sounds great. Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Cigar fans, check out fifthdowncigar.com and enter the coupon code PFC to get 10% off your order. Lots of nice high-end cigars. That's fifthdowncigar.com. Enter the code PFC for 10% off your order.
And we're back with Ryan from Bonnie Lake.
Hi, Ryan from Bonnie Lake.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you?
We're good. Are you ready to rock some Seahawks trivia?
So these questions are harder than I thought they were.
Right, because we haven't had a single caller get a single answer right. So close, though. So close.
All right.
Well,
go for the first one.
bring it.
All right, we're going to go for the gusto. All right, Ryan from Bonnie Lake. How many consecutive seasons did Sean Alexander rush for over 1,000 yards?
2.
Ooh, it's actually 5 seasons.
2001 to 2000. Close.
Okay.
I mean, not really.
All right. Okay. No, not at all. Are you kidding me?
Okay, next question. In 2009, who had the most receiving yards for the Seahawks?
Oh, really? 2009? That would be Ben Ogumanu.
TJ Hushmanzada.
Okay. All right. So we got 3 chances, right?
Right. So this is it. Are you ready? This is the make
Yeah,
or
yeah,
break
yeah.
whether you're gonna go on to the next question. How
Okay.
many head coaches have the Seahawks had in their history?
How many what coaches?
Head coaches.
How many head coaches?
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's the third one? Let's see here. In my lifetime, there have been at least, geez Louise. How much time do I got here?
I don't know yet. Nobody's made it far enough. Use your fingers. Count it out. Come on, Ryan from Bonnie Lake.
Okay. So Chuck Knox, right? So I got Chuck Knox's autograph, right? Okay. Chuck Knox.
All right, 10 seconds.
10 seconds. 10 seconds. And, okay. I'm going to go with the Ocho. 8.
Oh! Yes! That was the...
Is that right?
Yeah.
You got it.
I was going to say 7, but I'm glad I went with 8.
Yeah, you went with it. Okay, so you ready? Next question. Same
Yeah.
rules apply. Who did
Okay.
this? Okay, ready? This is it. Oh, this is
Yep.
serious. Okay, there's a T-shirt on the line. Come on. Who did
So
the Seahawks
cereal.
beat to get their first ever home win in franchise history?
Who did the Seahawks beat to get their first game? It would be the Can you give me a clue? Was it a division team?
Can I give a clue?
Oh, I was looking at the photo like, can we?
It was.
Can you give me?
Okay, it was not a division team.
It was not a division team. Ooh, that's a tough. Oh, really? Actually, I got the first 2 right. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins.
Ooh.
Damn.
Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta. I was close.
You were in the area.
Dirty South, you know.
Kinda. Oh, Ryan, you did good. You got 1 question right, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's more than any other caller has.
Right on.
Right. Well, you can always call back next week. Thanks for calling.
Thanks, guys. Have a good time.
Football fans, check out the official T-shirt apparel shop for the Pro Football Central Radio Network. Check out bigfrog.com/Cincinnati. That's bigfrog.com/Cincinnati. You think it, we ink it. They have an awesome 24-hour turnaround time. You can also visit them at their fabulous store over at Anderson Town Center, 7426 Beachmont Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio 45255. That's bigfrog.com/Cincinnati.
Welcome back, everyone, to Seahawks Central Radio. Today we have Leonard Weaver on the line, former fullback for the Seattle Seahawks, played from 2005 to 2008. Welcome, Leonard.
How you guys doing, man? It's a blessing to be on.
Thank you so much for coming on. We're doing pretty good.
Well,
Jamie, how about you?
Well,
I'm doing good. We did a trivia show earlier, and I'm still in shock that only one caller got one question right. That was pretty crazy. I wonder if Leonard could get it. No.
Don't put him on the spot like that.
Kevin, do you want?
Yeah, so Leonard, what do you miss about playing for Seattle the most?
I would definitely have to say the fanfare, man. When I was out there, man, it was obviously me not being nobody and coming up from nothing, man. It was a blessing to have all the support from the fans out there and to get the love, man, you know, from a guy who was undrafted to becoming a starter in 07 after Max Strong went down, man. It's definitely the love affair out there and the fans.
Right on.
Most definitely. Those fans are still loud as hell, too.
Yeah.
I know they are, man. I bet you that place is still rocking on Sundays, man. That's the greatest place to play, man. You know, I mean, the stadium's wild. The turf is fast, man. That's just a great place to be.
This year's been pretty crazy, too. We're at a preseason game, and you could have thought it was mid-season, how loud it was.
How are they doing, as we're speaking, how are they doing in the preseason right now?
Kind of amazing.
They're undefeated right now.
Really?
Yeah, we have another
That's
game tomorrow.
good.
Tomorrow in Green Bay.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, but undefeated as of yet. So, we'll see what happens. There's a quarterback competition going on, so that's always exciting.
Yeah.
You said a quarterback competition?
A backup quarterback competition, yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, because there's no way nobody's beating that Russell Wilson. I don't think that's
No.
He's holding it down there.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's going to happen no time soon.
How do fans compare here from Seattle to Philadelphia, in your opinion?
Well, I think the fans in Philadelphia are definitely a little bit more edgier. They're rougher, a little rougher. And what I mean by that is, man, their tone and just, I mean, they will give you the business in your face. They'll flush you down the throat. They'll just tell you like it is, you know, so to speak. And I think the fans in Seattle, they definitely love you, man, and they're going to be more supportive in the sense of, you know, how they express themselves. They're going to tell you that they're not going to tell you point blank, hey, you freaking suck today. Not many of them, but I would say that's probably the more of the edge in Philly, man. They're a little more rough around the edges. But they both teams, both organizations, fans have the same passion.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't met very many Eagles fans, so I don't really. It's cold in Philadelphia. All the information I have. Have you been doing anything since retirement? Anything to tell? I mean, I wouldn't. I just chill.
Actually, well, you know, I mean, I've been doing a few things. Broadcast is one of them. Been in and out of broadcasting. Most of all, man, really just been doing just full-time ministry, reaching out to the young kids, man, and just sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ and just really impacting people, you know, gift giving, making sure people have who don't have, you know, giving people cars who don't have them, homes, you know, just the normal things, man, to make sure people that are out here in this world that are unfortunate or less fortunate than we are, have things. So that's what the Leonard Weaver Family Foundation has been doing, me and my wife and my family, man. It's just been awesome.
So could you tell us a little more about the Leonard Weaver Foundation?
Yeah, man. Basically, we are obviously a 501c3, and you know, we do a variety of things. Right now, our very most current thing that's going on is our program called the Weaver's Workers, and basically what we do, we take in inner city kids, rich kids, kids with nothing, kids with something, who have self-esteem issues, who have disciplinary issues, and we take them in and basically we show them the basis of characteristics, how to maintain yourself, how to handle yourself in business, you know, the overall scheme of just being a good, well-rounded person, how to speak, you know, how to talk, how to handle a business meeting, really just taking kids in and giving them a taste of something else. We also do a lot of live production, commercials, radio commercials. We do a lot of videography, cinematography. We take kids in and teach them how to do those. Kids that don't have a vocational, maybe don't have a degree, a GED, we bring them in and teach them how to shoot and film things, how to make movies, how to do commercials, music videos, and different things like that. So that's kind of been the bulk of what we've been doing here at the Leonard Weaver Family Foundation.
Definitely, and that's real life education. That's stuff that you need in order to be successful these days.
If somebody If somebody wanted to learn more or maybe help in any way, how would we get a hold of your foundation?
Basically, you can go to the website at www.ltw43.com, which is super simple and super easy. Or you can just email us, at worldview43 at gmail.com. Those are the ways that you can get a hold of us. You can go to the site. They have our contact information on there as well. And man, we're always looking for people to be a part. We're always looking for children. We're always looking for young teens that we can impact their lives through some way, shape, or form in some way. And really try to encourage this country to be a better country through the people that we're around every day.
Good on you. I like hearing stuff like that.
Thank you.
I'm looking at Kevin like, you had something to say, Kev. I'm sorry, I'm stepping on your lines.
No, I'm really impressed. It's definitely a huge positive thing you're doing for the community.
He's been busy.
Oh man, yes it does. It has been. Like I said, I want to send a huge apology out to everyone out there, all the Seahawk fans and Leonard Weaver fans, and definitely Brian and you guys for my, not coming on time, and that is totally my fault. I take full responsibility. It shouldn't have happened twice, and I take full responsibility. I so apologize, but thank you all so much for the support.
Yeah, well, what matters is that you're here now, so past the past. Thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. We have a couple more questions. I was wondering what your current opinion of what your opinion of the current Seattle roster is.
Well, after looking at everything, of course, on the NFL Network and looking at the receiver position, of course, number one, you guys have the most solidified position on the field for me, and the most important is your quarterback, your leader, which is Russell Wilson. And I think that, or should I say Mr. Wilson, and I think that having that piece together is firm. You have an awesome, tremendous running back who is. He's fierce, man. He is a hard-nosed downhill runner and Lynch, man, and your receiving core is very tight, and the offensive line looks pretty good. I'm very excited for the Seahawks, and I think Pete Carroll's doing an awesome job at rallying this team back. Obviously, everybody loves his style, his coaching style. It looks like the youth of this team is growing, and I mean by that, I'm talking about the maturity of how these guys are playing and picking up on the playbook. Defensively, man, you guys are just getting after it, man. It's been awesome to see what Pete Carroll has been able to do since the years we were there, with the Max Strongs and the pouncer back. Of course, that was a very veteran team at that time, me being a young guy. And to watch what has happened since then, man, Pete Carroll and the organization has done a tremendous job up there.
Definitely. And we're glad that those are being seen around the nation, too, right now.
Absolutely. We were kind of the underdog for a while, but I don't really think that's happening now.
Well, so the thing that is, people just don't get a chance to really see much of Seattle because, it's so far out there. And people don't really get to see the potential that they have or the ability that they have because, the teams that are playing on mainstream all the time or, Monday Night Football are the East Coast teams, which is unfortunate. But the West has a lot to offer.
Right, absolutely. And I think that we're a force to be reckoned with this year, and I think people are actually starting to pay attention for a change. But, comes with a great responsibility, and we've definitely seen it in Seattle. I'm sure you'd be surprised if you saw people actually talking about Seattle in good and bad ways now. So another question we had for you was, you were converted from a running back to a fullback, and previously played the quarterback position yourself. But what was your favorite position to play out of all of them?
Out of my career or just in the NFL?
Yeah, out of your career. Sure, let's do that.
Oh, man, I would have to say I had most fun playing quarterback. Definitely most fun. The reason why, because I'm a control freak, and I want to control everything. But no, I'll have to say quarterback. But as far as just, the overall, the guts here, and you just got to go out and sacrifice. And everything that I've learned that made a very positive person out of me is have to be the fullback position.
Really?
Go out every day, sacrifice the guts, the glory. You don't get any of it, and you go out to sacrifice to see guys do better. Honestly, it's nothing more fulfilling than getting a good block on a guy and watching the feet of your running back go for a touchdown or a long run. And I mean, it's just a great feeling. So I would definitely have to say that.
Oh, I love to hear that. That's awesome. I guess I never really thought about it in that aspect.
Yeah, we got to get some sort of a fullback awareness program.
Fullback awareness program.
I think it's definitely needed because they're going extinct right now. You're gonna have to get one, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Right?
How is Michael doing up there? How is Michael doing up there? He's fullback right now, right?
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Real Rob Report ever, Leonard?
I couldn't hear you. What's that?
It's the Real Rob Report. Mike Rob is doing he actually takes the camera in the locker rooms and like films the players and stuff. It's pretty hilarious.
You guys have given him too much leeway there. He's a good guy, man. He's really a great guy, man. I mean, I've always been a fan of his, and he's been a fan of mine. We played against each other. He was with the 49ers for so long. Such a consistent player, man, and such a great guy. Overall, great person.
Yeah, he is. We're really glad that he's here. But you should, I'm just going to have our producer forward you the Real Rob Report because I think you would get a kick out of it then.
I think I would, man. I have to call him up and be like, hey, bro, cut that out, man. Some stuff.
No, we love it. Don't do that. I think when you say it, there's a lot of positive messages on it. So, I mean, it's a good thing. But we definitely in Seattle have a thirst to know our players more. So it works really well for us. Anyways.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And I guess if we ever talk to him, we'll tell him you said hi.
All right. Please do so. And he'll let you know. We was talking trash a little bit before feature, so he'll let you know. Leonard's not too quiet.
We don't like quiet around here. You're in good company.
No, that's good. Then I guess we fit right on in.
Sure do.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the Seahawks Central Radio, Leonard.
No, thank you guys for having me, and thank you so much for your patience. I really appreciate it very much.
All right, no problem. Go Hawks.
All right, thank you guys. You guys take care.
This is Michael Johnson. This is David Nelson. This is Rob McClain.
This is Antonio Gray.
This is Antonio Brown.
Hi, this is Kyle Rudolph.
On the Pro Football Central Radio Network.
We're here.
We had the best interview with Leonard Weaver. I totally love him.
Yeah, he's amped up.
He was amped up, but he was so like, he loves Seattle.
Swag.
Yeah, swag alert, Leonard Weaver. I'm interested in his foundation too. Yeah. Speaking of foundations, our next guest, Anny Havland, she also has this like play it forward type, good community vibe type thing. So that's like the show motto.
Yeah, we got community vibe going down on the Seahawks Central podcast.
Heck yes, because that's how we do this.
Word.
Bird.
Football fans, check out the official t-shirt apparel shop for the Pro Football Central Radio Network. Check out bigfrog.com/Cincinnati. That's bigfrog.com/Cincinnati. You think it, we ink it. They have an awesome 24-hour turnaround time. You can also visit them at their fabulous store over at Anderson Town Center, 7426 Beachmont Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio 45255. That's bigfrog.com/Cincinnati.
Welcome back to Seahawks Central Radio, everyone. Today we have Anny Havland on the line of TalkItUpTV.com. It's an outrageously entertaining and all-positive show about the upside and silver lining in all things good. Thank you for coming on the show, Anny.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Well, we are super happy to have you here. We're a big fan of everything that Talk It Up TV is doing.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. We're trying to do some big things out there and show people that things, don't have to be so negative, right?
I totally love it. And I think Kevin and I are behind you 100%. We actually were wondering, how would you describe Talk It Up TV to other people? Because we tried and we kind of failed a little bit.
It's hard. It is hard to describe. It's actually something that we did because when you watch the news, it's so negative. And you kind of get a little bit depressed, I'm going to be honest with you. So you turn on the TV and it's like, oh, someone just killed someone. And hey, guess what? There's a big drug bust. So we started Talking at TV to show people that not everything out there was so negative and that there's a lot of amazing things out there. So what we basically do is we give positive life messages And then to demonstrate it, we show a random act of kindness to change someone's life. So we try to do something that's shock factor that will change their life, sometimes forever.
Absolutely. That's amazing. This is definitely something that Kevin and I can get behind. We, on a smaller scale, have tried to do this most of our lives. We like shock factor in positive ways.
Yeah, right? And that's what television thrives on, is shock factor, but there could be shock factor in different kinds of aspects. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, I can't believe there's a serial killer and they did this. It could be like, oh my God, I can't believe this person just did this great, amazing thing. And there's so many inspirational things out there. And with where the economy's going and everybody's losing their jobs or losing their homes, it's kind of depressing. And so I just feel like we need to refocus our mindsets.
Absolutely. I definitely can see there's been a trend lately on, it seems that all the news, not even news, but media and then sitcoms alone or whatever sort of entertainment, it's always highlighting something negative or sending some sort of wrong message. And so this is
and that's exactly right. And I've been getting professional training out of LA, and a lot of them say, well, Annie, it's never going to make it. It's too positive. You need something more fast paced. You need something crazy and more reality TV show. And I'm against that, and I believe that they're wrong. And I feel that there's a need for this and that there's a want for this, that people do like to see good things in other people. And come on, let's be real. Who doesn't want to see the underdog win, right? You want to see that happen, no matter what. I mean, you guys talk about football, and there's so many underdogs that make it, and that's what's the story right there. And it's amazing. It's inspiring.
Absolutely. So do you regularly watch football, out of curiosity?
I do. Well, I mean, how could you not watch the Seahawks, right? I'm going to be real. I'm just going to be real. I'm not going to lie. I kind of love them a little bit, but so I don't always get to watch every show. But yes, I do love them, and I'm proud that that's my team.
Well, you're on the right show, just so you know.
Well,
definitely, we're finding, and Kevin and I were discussing this earlier, but we find an emotional influx when it comes to stuff like this. You can watch something negative, and you can feel empathy for a person or, some sort of gruesome sitcom or, whatever, and it's not really an emotional
You mean
connection
Jersey Shore, you mean, Jamie?
Right.
Jersey Shore? You would rather watch?
No, I would rather watch it. But, something of that mind-numbingness and then watching you surprising foster children. That's an emotional thing that people can connect to. And it's not only sending a positive, being a role model to everyone else and a positive message to people, but it emotionally can connect to people, which is an experience. It doesn't seem like it's just a story.
And it's important to relate and show that too, because, it's we all have our own story. That's what's so awesome. We actually did prior, I don't know if you know who Ryan Stiles is from Whose Line Is It Anyways in the Drew Carey show. But he was on our show, and it was awesome. He did a show with the Burn Children Recovery Foundation, and the message was about not judging from your exterior. And that's exactly one thing that I learned from those kids, is that everybody has their own story. And those kids taught me that, and it's so true. We all have our own story, whether you're a foster child or whatever it is. We've all got our own story, and sometimes you just need to go up to someone and ask them, what's your story? And you'd be amazed at the things that you hear and learn about.
I bet. Well, how did you initially get involved with the blanket coverage project with Richard Sherman?
One of my friends, Sean Guerrero, is the director of blanket coverage. He's really good friends with Richard, and we filmed with him one time before. We helped with a video for them for the Jumbotron that was played on the Mariners game. And so we became friends, and they asked us to do they're like, hey, here's this charity that we're doing. I'm like, wait a minute, let me brainstorm some options, because I think there could be a great connection with our show. And they were amazing. We've helped out with the organization and helped with criteria of how to be involved with the foundation. And we were able to connect those foster children from Tacoma to the foundation, and we did an entire story on it.
That's awesome. I love the segment.
So it's, and that's the thing. It's about who do you know and relationships nowadays. And it just happened to be one of my friends was part of that and was helping him with that. And so we all became friends through that and kind of all got to know each other's hearts. And it's like, hey, you're doing great things, but you've got a real purpose in life. And that's kind of connected us.
That's something that I really like about most of the Seahawks players. Seattle has this sense of community, and it seems that most of our players are out to give back to the community. So it's definitely a good place to be for that.
Well, exactly. What's so cool about that is they do get a lot of bad rap. I'm going to be honest. Obviously, anybody in any form of television can get bad rap, and the players especially. But a lot of these guys, there will be like one person who maybe gives a lot of them that reputation, but so many of them don't deserve that. They're like, I will vouch the Shermans. They have amazing hearts. Their entire family, I've got to meet their mom, their brothers, and their cousins.
I love Beverly. Like, I love Beverly. I think I might be
slightly. Isn't she amazing? And you know who else just melted my heart was Russell Wilson. That guy,
I bet.
like, he's the real deal, you know? And there's a lot of them. It wasn't just the Seahawks players that we got to meet, but I'll still state for the record, I'm a huge Seahawks fan. They're my number one. But there was other players on there, too, that were just, like, good, down-to-earth people. And it's like people need to focus more on those players because they're out there doing good things with their talent, and they're making a difference in people's lives.
Absolutely.
So there's a few that might give a bad rap, but that's the minority.
Right, absolutely. Well, since we're on the show, let's take advantage of this. Is there any projects that you would like to boast that are coming up?
Boost?
Yeah,
we have a really awesome show coming up next. Our shows are always the second Monday of every month, and our next episode is going to be based around the concept of hunger. And so we're going to be taking it to the streets, and we're going to go out there, and we've got some amazing surprises for an individual who's going to be documenting their story with us. But we can't quite spill that surprise yet. But if people tune in to talkituptv.com or check out our Facebook page, they'll be able to watch along. And then we're actually working on trying to promote ourselves to go to cable or to a major network. So we're actually going to be opening up our show here pretty soon to a reality TV show, which hasn't even been announced yet. So you guys get to be the first that get to hear this. But
breaking
we are
news
going to be
on
breaking news right on your guys' station. So we're going to be announcing that we're going to be opening up our own reality TV show of us, the underdogs, trying to make it to the top, to show the news media that things don't have to be negative, that there's a place for us out there. And so we're going to invite our fans in to follow us, watch through these struggles to try to make it.
Absolutely. That is amazing. And again, like I said,
isn't that going to be cool?
That is, I know, it's awesome. I'm so excited that you decided to talk about it on our cute little show here. I feel so privileged.
Yes. You are so privileged, and I'm so privileged, and we can all be privileged together.
One big happy family. That's awesome.
Right? I'm smiling. Are you smiling?
I'm smiling. Kevin's like in the corner, like smiling. He hasn't said anything this whole time, and he's still like,
Kevin, I'm smiling right now, Kevin. Do you feel that?
Yes.
That's so
good.
Funny. So what, other than that, are there any other future goals that you have for Talk It Up TV? Obviously, that's a huge goal, but are you,
That's a huge goal. That's a huge goal. I really need to show people, like, there's a place for this, because June, I don't know if you guys ever watch Extreme Home Makeover, but I heard recently they went off air. And that breaks my heart, because I thought that show was amazing. But don't you think Oprah needs to call us? How perfect it would be on OWN Network, right?
We could do that. I'm sure that we have enough fans between you guys and us that we can
Come on, guys. Tell her about us, please.
Is she on Twitter?
Yeah.
She has to be on Twitter.
I think she's totally on Twitter, yeah. And I think
or does somebody manage it? Because, like,
Oprah has a community manager. There's no way she doesn't have one.
Let's get to that.
Right, I'm pretty sure it's not just her. But wouldn't we be a perfect fit for her own network?
Yeah, you absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like there is a place for feel good stories, and if we can change people's lives one at a time, I think that it's gonna work.
I believe in it, and
I believe in it too, right?
All started in Seattle. Yeah, no, I completely believe in it.
All comes from Seattle, Washington. You know what? A lot of people come from Seattle, Washington. This is a good place.
It's true. Macklemore, hello.
It is true. Right, and you know what's crazy is he came actually from my hometown, because he originally started the show in Bellingham, and they went to high school, or they went to college there. Yeah, they used to play at the local bars.
Went to college there, didn't he?
Yeah, and then Macklemore went to Evergreen for a little bit.
Yeah. He's all over Washington, though, because I remember being in Olympia, which is where Kevin and I originally hail from. Nobody knows.
Yeah, that's where my sister's from. Okay, and now we know. The rumor's out.
We're so related. Seattle, Olympia. I have no ties to Bellingham, though. I once went there to go to Canada. Does that count? Anyway, yeah. So we thought Matthew used to play locally there too. So he was just all over.
He is.
Yeah,
Big things come from here. There's a lot of amazing talent here.
There is.
I love it. It's like a city of entrepreneurs.
We're all out to conquer the world, starting with Seattle. I think that needs to be
Right? It all came from Seattle.
Kevin's still just sitting here grinning, by the way.
Kevin, stop smiling. Oh, never mind. Keep it up. Keep it up.
That's so funny.
I always smile. Thanks, everyone.
Good. You know what? Smiles are contagious, and they are so hot. I think Justin had it all wrong. I think instead of bringing sexy back, he needs to bring smiles back.
Bringing smiles back.
I'm bringing smiles back. That's like my goal.
There you go. That should
I
actually
look
be your,
good when I rock my smile.
That's going to be the next tweet, too. She said something about puppies earlier, and I was like, I like puppies.
I like puppies.
Why don't we have like a feel-good t-shirt business? Because she came up with 4 slogans. We could print the t-shirts. I just want one that says, move that bus. That's...
Yeah, there's been a lot of them. We actually reached out to our fans and asked them to help us with slogans, and oh my gosh, we've gotten so many amazing responses.
It's a good thing you didn't ask Kevin and I, because we would have taken up.
I know.
Twitter would have been broke.
I came up with some pretty good ones. I just don't know if they're feasible for our show.
Those are the t-shirts that Kevin and I would probably buy. Be like, yeah.
Yeah, right? We gotta have one that are gonna be. We need a little bit of sense of humor because that's what's great. So we're all like really positive people, but we all have really like outgoing sense of humor, and life can be fun too. So we like to have fun in life. Don't get me wrong. So.
Right? No, I believe you. Kevin and I have like this dry, dark sense, and I wouldn't say we have this weird sense.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking you guys. I'm not gonna lie.
We just be friends.
I know. Earlier, I was gonna say something like, "If I have to walk another 5K for cancer and cancer doesn't die, I'm gonna be pissed."
Right?
Right? I'm so sick of. Oh, damn that cancer! I'm about to do some mean things to that cancer.
Cancer.
I might not be able to say it on your show, but that's what I'm going to do to cancer.
Nah, you can say whatever you want. You got editors. Yeah, cancer's actually a huge deal for Kevin and myself for personal reasons.
Oh.
So if ever.
Well, we've actually done a show on cancer, you guys.
Yay, I never saw that.
I'll have to forward it to you. That's what's so awesome. Like every single month, our show's a little bit different. So each month, it's a different like message and a different concept that we give. So we've done all kinds of amazing things like that, but beating cancer was one of them, and it gave me goosebumps. I'm a huge fan of fighting against that.
You're gonna make me cry. that's what all of them do. I'm the happy crier. So I'm telling you right now, I'm 100% Talk It Up TV. I will be involved. But if there's ever footage of me, I'm probably gonna be crying.
Oh well, don't cry. I don't need you to cry because just remember, there's always a happy ending somewhere in all of our lives. It's just a matter of figuring out why.
Like if I'm happy, I cry. I rarely cry
right?
when I'm sad.
Oh, that's okay. That's not a bad thing, then. That could be a good thing.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Annie. Everyone, be sure to check out.
Thank you for having me, guys. I'm a big fan of you guys. So keep up what you're doing and smile.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And we're going to just throw talkituptv.com out there. Anybody who's interested in the organization can definitely hop on my Twitter, as most of you guys already know, and check out anything you have going on. I'm going to continue to retweet you until you can't retweets.
She's going to go to Twitter jail.
I'm going to break Twitter. I'm going to retweet so much.
Yeah, thanks for following us.
Absolutely, no problem. Have a great day.
Football fans, looking to get healthy this year? Now is the time, and I have the perfect place for you. Save 10% at onit.com/football radio. Exclusive PFC radio listeners save 10% off their order. That's onit.com. onit.com/football radio.
All right, we should probably actually get back to the taking some phone calls for the trivia.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have on the line Eric from Kennewick, I think.
How are you doing today, Eric?
Doing pretty good.
Good, glad to hear it. So Do you think you might be able to answer these questions? Because so far, not so great with the answers.
I sure hope so.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
Don't get too nervous. But who was the first ever 1,000-yard rusher for the Seahawks?
Warner?
Oh,
Correct.
correct.
Yes.
Good job.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Ready for the next question? We're going to keep the momentum up. You ready?
Yeah.
Who did the Seahawks beat to get their very first ever home win in franchise history?
All right. Don't know this, but I'm going to take a guess and say the Raiders.
False.
Damn. Oh.
Okay, that's
Who was
only
it?
one wrong. It was the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, okay.
All right. That's only one, though. All right.
All right.
Ready? Next question. How many head coaches have the Seahawks had in their history? You can count.
All right.
Use your fingers. We recommend it.
Knox. Holmgren.
10 seconds.
I'm going to say 4.
8.
How many?
8. 8 coaches.
8?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was tough.
All right. 2 down, 1 up. So you got one more. You either get this right and we go to the following question, or you get this wrong and then that's it. Okay, ready?
Okay. Yeah.
How many consecutive seasons did Sean Alexander rush for over 1,000 yards?
Oh, I should know this. Okay.
Consecutive seasons.
02, 03, 04, 05. Don't think he had it in 06. Yeah.
10 seconds.
So 4?
5.
Was it 5?
It was
God
2001
damn it.
to 2005. You were so
Oh,
close.
yeah.
First
Okay.
year. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for playing, Eric from
Yeah.
Quebec. Call back next week. I don't think they're going to be this hard. I think we just learned our lesson. So, and if you call back next week since you've been on, we'll try to get you right on through again.
All right. Sweet.
All right. Thanks, Eric. Have a good day.
We're back with Michael from Bremerton.
Hi, Michael from Bremerton.
How you doing?
How are you? Are you ready to knock out some Seahawks trivia?
Doing my best.
All right. It's been tough. I think we've had one person get 2 questions right, and that's it. You only need 3 to win, but if you get 3 consecutive losses, then you're out of here. So are you ready for a T-shirt? Let's go.
Why not?
All right. Who was the first ever 1,000-yard rusher for the Seahawks?
Kurt Warner.
Yeah. Good job. All right. Next question. Who did the Seahawks beat to get their very first ever home win in franchise history?
The very first home win in franchise history?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Denver Broncos.
Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons. Well, I wish we had that last year.
I know, right? All right, next question. How many head coaches have the Seahawks had in their history?
Oh, Jack Patera, Chuck Knox, Holmgren, Erickson. More than 6. No.
8.
8?
All right. 8.
Who am I forgetting? Oh, all right.
You got it? Okay. All right,
Now I
so
got
this
it.
next question is a big deal because if you get it wrong, no T-shirt for you.
All
But
right.
if you get it right, you get to go on to the next question. Are you ready?
I am.
All right. How many consecutive seasons did Sean Alexander rush for over 1,000 yards?
5.
Boom.
Boom!
Look
Look at him just walking in here like he knows everything.
Here we go. This one's hard though.
And this is the winner question. Are you ready? Do you need to take
I'm
a breather
ready.
or are you good? All right.
I think I'm all right.
All right. In 2009, who had the most receiving yards for the Seahawks?
In 2009?
Yes, sir.
2009. Ooh. Ooh. Nate Burleson.
Damn
it! So close.
That was really close.
TJ
Burleson was, yeah, Burleson was second.
Burleson was second. Who was first?
Yeah, no, he was
DJ
second.
Hackett?
And we're back with Jimmy from University Place. How are you doing today, Jimmy?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Pretty good. Are you ready to win a Seahawks Central Radio t-shirt?
Yes, I am.
All right, are you ready for the first question?
Yes.
All right, let's go. Who was the first ever 1,000-yard rusher for the Seahawks?
John Alexander.
Kurt Warner.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
All right, next question. Who did the Seahawks beat to get their very first ever home win in franchise history?
This was like back in 2005 when they went to the Super Bowl. I forgot. I forgot that one. I totally forgot that one.
This one's the Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
Okay, next question.
Yeah,
Now, if you get this one wrong, you can't exceed any further, so you got to get this one right, okay?
Right.
Okay. How many head coaches have the Seahawks had in their history?
How many what?
How many head coaches have the Seahawks had in their history?
Wow. 7?
Oh, so close.
It was 8.
Oh, terrible. I'm terrible today.
That's okay. It happens. No one else has gotten very much further, so no worries. Well, thanks so much for calling. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And we got Derange from West Seattle on the line. How are you doing?
Good. What's going down?
All right, we've got 5 trivia questions. You have to get 3 of them right. If you get 3 of them wrong, then done. No
Right.
t-shirt.
Yes,
You ready?
Serena.
Are you a hardcore Seahawks fan? Because these are apparently really hard.
Yeah, I definitely 12th man in. Most definitely.
Okay. So we're going to do this, but if you lose, we'll talk about repercussions.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? First question.
Yeah.
Who is the first ever 1,000-yard rusher for the Seahawks?
Oh, damn. What's his name? Dang, what's his name? I can't think of his name now. I can see his face. Dang. What is his name? I'm drawing a super blank right now. Dang.
Not just a blank, but a super blank.
Yeah, I know he
10
was with the old school jerseys, though, man. I can't think of his name now. Dang.
10 seconds.
Yeah. Don't know that one.
Kurt Warner.
Yeah, damn it. I knew that was his name. Yeah. I've seen him, but I couldn't come with the name.
Next question. Who did the Seahawks beat to get their very first ever home win in franchise history?
Oh, dang, yes. You guys are going way back. I already know I don't know that one, but I'm going to say wild guess. Oh, damn. Yeah.
No. Do your wild guess. Wild guess.
Yes, go for it.
Broncos.
Ooh,
Atlanta Falcons. Yeah. All right, so this is the last question. This is a make or break. Either you win or we're talking repercussions. Ready?
Yeah.
No pressure. How many head coaches have the Seahawks had in their history?
Let me see. It's got to be 3 or 5. Let me see. I think it's probably like... I'm going to go with 4.
8. 8
Dang,
coaches.
I was way off. Oh, yeah.
All right.
I put it to shame.
We were sitting here when you said that, and we were like, add them together. 3 and 5. Add them together. All right. Well, we heard that you talked to our producer, and if you lost, you were going to freestyle rap on our show.
So if you freestyle rap, it has to include Football Girl and Seahawks Central Radio.
And we will send you a T-shirt for doing so.
Now, see, I could rap some Seahawks stuff. I can't really freestyle off top, but I could rap some Seahawks stuff, and I could throw that in there. So you said that
Give it a
Football
shot.
Girl.
Yep.
Football Girl and Seahawk Radio.
Good enough.
And go.
Seahawk Radio, Football Girl. You know the 12th man rising. This is our dang world. And if you come to the clink, it's going to be an issue because the gang's so thick. You'll need some tissue. It's a 4-round bout. You want to last through the fight? First, you got to get through Hill, Wagner, and Wright. Big Red, me, Bain, and Jason Jones will leave a back on his back for trying to take it home. Okay, I was feeling the pressure.
No, that was good.
Right?
That was awesome. I'm happy.
No
It's made
doubt.
me
I'll have to work on something for you guys, but yeah.
Yeah, so definitely, we're doing our roll call segment next week. Same rules apply. Obviously, if you've already won a shirt, then we'll get you something else. But yeah, call in next week and do our roll call. That'd be awesome.
What is the roll call? What is that?
All right, we
All
got
right, so
Spencer from Bremerton on the line.
Hey, Spencer.
Hey.
Hey, so I heard from our producer that you were trying to call us back during the trivia segment, and something happened?
Yeah, so I go on Twitter, I see the phone number, I think, I'm 20, I have a good brain, so I read it, switch over to my phone, type it in, and I get this lady at an office building, and I go, okay, maybe they're using personal phones, so I leave this message about trivia, and then I go back on Twitter and realize that the last couple numbers were different.
What did you say in the message?
Well, I was like, hey guys, this is Spencer, and I gave the time and the date because I thought that was necessary information. Said that I was calling for trivia, and if that was wrong, that it was my bad.
She's probably gonna get some old kid called me like 9 o'clock at night.
She'll call you at 2 a.m. with a bunch of trivia questions.
She's gonna be like,
Hopefully.
is that what you kids are calling it these days? Trivia? That's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Do you think you
bad.
can do this? Because we had an abundance of callers. I think you're our 8th caller, but I could be mistaken. And nobody's gotten, well, people have gotten some right, but nobody has gotten 3 consecutive questions in a row. You need 3 to win, but if you get 3 wrong in a row, then that's the end of the game.
Okay.
All right, so how badly
Sounds
do you
good.
want this t-shirt? You need a t-shirt, huh? Everybody needs a t-shirt.
I would like a t-shirt, yeah.
Okay,
There's
ready?
nothing better
First
than free
question.
t-shirts, yeah.
That's true, especially when they're ours. Okay, ready? First question. Who was the first ever 1,000-yard rusher for the Seahawks?
Kurt Warner.
Good job. All right. Yay! We got one. We're on a roll with one. Okay, next question. Who did the Seahawks beat to get their very first ever home win in franchise history?
Ooh. I have no idea. I know the first win at Quest Field was against the 49ers, and it was 34-0. But I don't know the first one in the Kingdom.
Further back in, yeah, we're going a little. Let's try like the 70s.
Okay.
Throw a wild guess at
Denver.
Atlanta Falcons.
Falcons. Okay.
Okay, so it's 1-1. Are you ready? Next question.
Mhm.
How many head coaches have the Seahawks had in their history?
Ooh. 5.
8.
8?
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, 8. Are you ready for the next question? This is a make or break question.
Mhm.
It all rides. Your T-shirt is dependent on this question.
Okay.
Okay. How many consecutive seasons did Sean Alexander rush for over 1,000 yards?
4.
So close.
5.
5.
You're lucky
Did
that
he go over? Did he go over 1,000 in 2006?
No, it was
No,
2001
2001.
to 2005. Everybody forgets 2001.
Okay, so he did that as a rookie. Okay.
Yeah, well, and you're
Or
lucky
not,
that you
yeah,
made the
first
last
year.
caller, because we made the last caller rap when they lost.
Okay.
Well, thanks for trying. We're going to have trivia, if not other games, every week. Feel free to call in. You know the number now, so don't call number
got it.
ladies.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really have a good night.
Cigar fans, check out fifthdowncigar.com and enter the coupon code PFC to get 10% off your order. Lots of nice high-end cigars. That's fifthdowncigar.com. Enter the code PFC for 10% off your order.
We're over here making cigar and martini motions. That was hilarious.
I was pretending to be the fifth down cigar guy.
Yeah, and I was trying to pretend to be the waitress that served you the martini and the cigar.
Welcome back to Seahawks Central Radio.
Yeah. Hope you had a good break. I know we did.
Definitely, and a good Denver game.
Oh. So are we gonna go into that? Do you want to talk about the Denver game?
We
I
might
was
as
there.
well. I've got to preface that I was at a wedding, as I said I would be last week, but I did catch some highlights and I did look for things that I'd like to criticize.
And I was there.
Yeah.
So I went. I was, having the sweet life. And then we should probably talk about, the news that's happened lately, for sure. Where do you want to go with it? You want to talk about the game? Do you want to criticize? All right, go ahead.
Yes!
You had the please can I.
So the first thing that I checked out was the Denver highlights so that I could figure out what was wrong, because there wasn't much wrong, right? It's a 40-10 game. You're not going to have much to criticize, especially in highlights, because that's all I was able to catch. Jamie should have been able to catch more, so she'll give you more information. But from what I saw, there were some, each one of Denver highlights, it looked like Antoine Winfield had taken the field, and so maybe he's playing a little too far off, but it was allowing Denver to bust for those big pass plays. You notice when Brandon Browner was on the field in that corner spot on the strong side of the field, he would be fine guarding. But when Winfield was on, it seemed like Manning was able to sneak some throws into that area. Now, like I said, I didn't catch the whole game.
Right.
But from what I looked at the Denver highlights, it looked like Winfield was the man who was off on his coverage, especially when they got that big play to the outside. Where they had a bunch of wide receivers together and they got the big play to the outside. It looks like Winfield completely lost his man.
And that's what I heard. On that specific play that you were talking about, I was at the dessert cart at the suite. So, no, I know. I got that from Tyler, though. He told me. Because it was one of those moments where it was all the crowd made noise, and I ran to it, and then they were like,
there was like a bunch wide receiver formation where I think it was 3 wides to the right. And then Manning threw to one of them, and then the other 2 blocked, and they ended up losing Winfield in that shuffle. He should have been blocking the receiver to the outside. Though it could have been the receiver on the other side's fault, or the DB's fault that was on the other side. So.
How long was the highlights that you got to see? Was it just like a snippet? Okay.
I tried going on catching the game from NFL Network, but I was at work each time that they decided to play the Seahawks replay.
Oh, the replay? I didn't catch the replay either. Yeah, it was a really interesting game, especially with what was going into it. There's a couple things that I noticed. I'm having a hard time with every other team knowing that their run game is going to be easy. Like up the gut, that's it. Those gaps are never defended. It seems like Wagner has too much territory for what he can cover. And I don't know, but it was 40-10, so I have a hard time complaining because 1, it was a preseason game. 2, they're, Kursk 2 TDs, amazing. Brendan Browner, 107 yards, it's hard. It's a preseason game, so I'm trying not to be too
I hate to
Yeah.
burst everyone's bubble, but it's a preseason game.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
it doesn't count. Like,
Right.
it matters when it comes to whittling down the roster, but it doesn't count towards the road to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Speaking of whittling down the roster, what do you think about Moffitt leaving twice?
Well, you broke the news on that today.
I did. I broke the news on Twitter, and I got a lot of feedback today. And for people who are listening to this later, the news that I broke on Twitter was that Moffitt failed the physical, and it's apparently his knee. That has not been confirmed by like a reputable source. It was just something that I had heard a few hundred times. So apparently it was his knee. He failed the physical to go to Cleveland. So we're not getting Brian Safford after all. And instead, Cleveland wanted to pick him up, so we traded him out. And from what I heard,
Denver wanted to pick him up, right?
Denver, yeah.
no.
And from what did I say?
You said Cleveland wanted to pick him up. Well, of course, Cleveland wanted to pick him up, but
But then they decided not to.
yeah.
They
So
said-
Denver has decided to take him.
Denver decided to take him. And so according to sources, it's because Moffitt had already requested to leave last spring. So he already asked for this transfer. So it's not what everybody's saying is how Seattle must hate Moffitt. That's not even the case. The case is that this is something that he wants to do. He wants to make a fresh start. He wants to play football somewhere where he doesn't have quote unquote static. He has legal issues here. And so, I wish him the best. I hope that he does good with the Broncos, but
Yeah.
And I don't know very much about Sliga. Sliga, thank you. I really like that last name. Rolls off the tongue. But I don't know very much about him at all, but he's who we acquired. So I heard, though, that he was like the powerlifting champion for his college. So that's cool. That's what I heard anyways. Utah. That's where he's at.
So it looks like he's moved around the league a couple of times.
Yeah.
San Francisco, Broncos, and now the Seahawks. It looks like that they need a DT. They're looking at those injuries to the defensive line and they're saying, okay, we got to plug that. We got to plug those up because if those guys can't stay healthy, I mean, like you were saying about the middle of the field being gashed, the DEs need to be able to hold the A, B, and C gaps.
So, and as I was seeing it, and this is newer to me, this whole, we've talked about this, and I always get confused as to which gap is called which, but it looked like it was the B, right? The B gap, which was what Holiday was, A, B, C, outward, so it starts in the middle and goes out. Yeah, that's what Holiday, I think, was running back at the time, but that's what he was able to find a hole every time. And it was like the same play. It was like no matter how many times, and I've seen this before last season, having that run game against us, it seems like it's the same hole even when they try to defend against it.
Yeah. Now I've had concerns all the way back since Atlanta with those.
And that's where we first started talking about it. I think it was the Miami game that you and I first started talking about it last.
Well, the B and C gap that's on the strong side,
right,
is usually what Chris Clemens covers, which is why I was so worried about it.
Right, but we talked about how there seemed to be a hole in the Miami game last season, because if I am remembering it correctly, that's why we lost so many points, or the other, Miami gained so many points is because of that gap.
Yeah. And
I saw it all over again at the game this last weekend. And again, it's a preseason game, whatever. But I would like to say that stadium was full. And you being there would have never known it was a preseason game. I've gone to so many games during regular season, and I was like, whoa, these people are serious. Like, it was packed, even when we were up.
Yeah, when I saw the stats on my phone of how many people, 67,000.
Yeah, 67,000 people.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Pete Carroll said afterwards that the 12th man was in mid-season form.
Yeah, pretty much that's what happened. And it was just crazy to me. We've talked about this spotlight so many times, us being in the spotlight or whatever. But again, it was like the same people back again. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I was like, oh, it's like we never left off. Everybody was, fourth down, I'm going to lose my voice, which I did. And everybody else did. Not as bad as usual, but yeah, so Moffitt's gone.
That little roundabout. So yeah.
Well, what? I'm not really hurt about it. Like, a lot of people, especially on Twitter, were like, oh, good luck, buddy, whatever. I'm a Moffitt person fan. He was great on Real Rob Report. That seems to be the only positive that people can really say about him. He did a lot of good stuff. He was nice to a couple people. But I honestly think that his heart went out of it a while ago. And I think it's good for him to go. And I am not sad to see him leave, if that makes sense. I think this is the best decision for Seattle and for Moffitt, not excluding anybody in.
And now there is a guy that you are really sad to leave.
Okay. I'm going to follow her. So I'm actually glad that we're doing this today, because if we were doing this yesterday, I would have been crying through the entire podcast. Like, I cried almost all night long. And I didn't cry until I saw our backup kicker, Carson Wiggs, tweet to everybody, like, thanking them, and I lost it. I was, like, at work, and I was, like, crying. And he's, like, as a lot of people know, I'm friends with a lot of players, but, like, he is the one person that I knew I was going to have a hard time losing. And for some reason, I knew it was going to happen, too, but I just didn't think I was going to take it as hard as I did. So, yeah, Carson Wiggs.
Carson Wiggs is funny as hell.
Well, you know, and what was funny is that a lot of people on Twitter who don't really interact with Carson very much even made the comments about, like, how is Seattle so upset to be losing a backup? Like, especially a backup, you know, kicker or whatever. And, like, people were just like, I don't get it. Did he interact with his fans? And it's just the simple fact that, one, Seattle loves all their players. Seattle will give a backup just as much love as they will anybody else. Like, we've seen it in other positions as well. And that he was really funny. And and when I say funny, I mean, he's probably one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. And he did interact with his fans in a very joking, offensive, yet loving manner. So he's definitely an individual that I am going to miss. And I got a quote from him for our show. So, do you want me to read it?
Without further ado, a quote from Carson Wiggs.
I loved every minute of Seattle. I hadn't been there long, and the 12s took me in as their own. The craziest and most loyal fans I've ever been around in any sport. Funny how I got more emotional about being waived this time than last. The place really grows on you fast. And stay classy, because people really do notice it about you. End quote. Carson Wiggs. Wiggy Bank on Twitter.
Go find Wiggy Bank on Twitter.
Definitely. If you don't already follow him, you probably should. I'm pretty sure that he's really upset about this. So if you're a Carson Wiggs fan, let him know. I'm in, 3 Facebook Carson Wiggs fan clubs now. Like, he's my friend. And I'm just like, yep, fan. And just for the people on this show, if you ever see me in an opposing player's jersey, it's probably because it was Carson's. Because he's just that good of a person.
Preface, unless it's the Steelers or 49ers.
Or Raiders.
Then she probably lost a bet.
And I told him that he wouldn't look good in red anyways. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But I really do want him to work. And, he came from soccer before this. So you never know what happens. And, he was really good at Purdue. People know who he is. And he's still really young. So I'm hoping that he has a good career. And, again, I got really emotional about that. And I think any other waive or cut or trade after this, I'm not going to be as emotional. People who are on my Twitter, they already know that I had a hard time with it. Anybody who saw me last night cried over my crepes, but, whatever.
You had crepes last night?
I did. Eileen and I, my manager, we went and we had crepes. It was awesome.
Your quote manager?
She is my manager now. She's actually, doing managerial stuff. Mm-hmm. I was like, you need to get on the, what is our what do you call it? Our radio Twitter. I was like, you need to start tweeting. And she's like, I'll find friends. And she did.
Oh, nice.
Got 5. It was cool. Nobody follows that Twitter.
We gotta
what?
Nobody follows that Twitter.
Oh, 171 people. I think that's all the followers that you have. How many people
I'm last time I checked, 191 followers.
And that's 184 more than you want. So
yeah, I'm on the road to 200.
Woo! Get back.
You know what? I'm gonna say I've kind of stopped following some people because I'm just like, you know what? It's too much work for me to click that button when I get back.
How do you think I feel? I'm still following everybody who follows me because it's not crazy yet. One day it's gonna be crazy. I'm at
once you hit 2,000, it's gonna be so hard to follow people because then there's an algorithm that makes it so okay, you've got to unfollow someone to follow someone at a certain point.
Well, it's kind of different because I only have 15 more people that I follow that don't follow me back.
Then you'll be okay. Just don't follow them anymore. You're lucky because the celebrities that like the players that you want to follow many times follow you back. For me, there's celebrities or players that I want to follow that don't follow me back because I'm just some random guy. So I've got to work my algorithm like, okay, I don't need to look like a spam bot. So I'm sorry if I don't follow you back. But if your maybe Twitter handle is intriguing enough or you catch my attention somehow, maybe I'll follow you back. So you got to work for it.
Like a game. Yeah, you got to work for it. Right now, you don't. Right now, I'll follow you back. And I'll talk to anybody. If I get your tweet, which sometimes doesn't happen if there's like a rush of news or something, but if I get your tweet, I'll respond. I will respond. I'm saying that now. We'll see how I feel. And I don't think I'm ever going to get a crazy amount of followers. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, if someone were to reach out to me, like maybe, yeah, I would respond back. I mean, I guess I do on Twitter. I'm pretty good at expressing my opinion.
Even if it's the wrong one.
When am I ever wrong?
No, but there's people out there that are going to argue with you about everything because you're very, cut and dry. But we are way getting off topic right now. We're talking about like Moffitt and the preseason game and Carson. And Twitter. I know. Twitter's like the topic of every conversation. Yeah, I'm really going to miss Carson, and I'm praying that they bring him back. I don't know necessarily what the chances of that are, but...
The life of a kicker in the NFL is tough. You have a really low margin of error. Like, you can't make any mistakes. That said... No, yeah, he can kick 67 yards. That said, I don't think this is the last we'll see of Carson Wiggs.
I hope not.
It's just that, it might take some time before they throw him into the regular season. Because they've brought him back twice. Obviously, they like him.
That's what I'm saying.
They wouldn't have brought him back that second time if they didn't have intention to, like, take a closer look. I mean, you need more than one kicker during the offseason. I mean, this may just be his off-season job for a little bit, and then they bring him into the regular roster. It's just you got to wait for the vets to get to the point where it's like, okay, we need to.
Well, then John Ryan right now, even though Hoshka whatever, but John Ryan he may be 32.
He's 31, I believe.
Oh, so if he's 31, but he still has a pretty accurate kick, like he's one of the best kickers in the league.
The thing with kickers is that kickers last longer in the NFL than other players because I mean. When they kick, there's not as much.
There's not roughing very much. Yeah, there's not a lot of.
That said, the second either Hauschka or Ryan gets tapped by a player, like I think it was the postseason last year at some point. Yeah, one of those two got injured, and people were like, what are we gonna do?
We don't have anybody to kick this ball. Yeah, no, I understand.
Was it one of them was like taking punts, and we were like, I don't know how this is gonna go.
I thought it was.
I thought it was Hauschka. I think it's Hauschka's foot. And then Ryan was doing the kickoffs, and people were like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I remember that. That was really weird. Well, okay, so explain this to me then. So the thing that I'm confused about, because I don't really know, this whole technicality of football is like fairly new to me. Like, so Moffitt goes to Cleveland, fails physical for his knee, right? So, or apparently, quote unquote, allegedly for his knee. So if he fails the physical for his knee and then the trade is void, then how come Denver can pick him up? Is it they have the choice not to care? Do they have like less of a physical, or?
It's just that they didn't meet Cleveland standards, so Moffitt's back up on the trading block. So then Denver said, well, we'll take a look at him and see if he passes our physical. It might not be anything that we're worried about. Maybe it's something Cleveland's more worried about. Because Cleveland at that guard depth, I think they sustained an injury or something. So they need someone who's in tip-top shape. Like, they need someone, but maybe Denver has a little bit more flexibility at that position that they can say, okay, well, maybe we'll give him enough time to heal that knee up. He's a third-round pick, if I recall. Yeah, I think he was a third-round pick. So it's like, if he's able to play at that third-round pick level still and they see that he is, they may just be completely fine with it, let him rest up a little bit and take him.
Maybe.
I mean, it's up to their physical
process.
process.
That's basically what I was asking. Is like there's just different standards and policies per team. And I thought that was the case, but somebody actually, like I said, I broke the news on Twitter because I had an inside source. So I broke the news on Twitter, and people literally were tweeting me and were like, hun, he's going not to Denver, to Cleveland. Like, they'd spell it out, like the C-L. And I was like, no, here's a link. And they were like, nope. And, like, it was just this huge, like, razzmatazz. But then, I really like that word. But then somebody actually asked me, like, well, how come if he failed a physical here, well, why is he going to Denver? And I had no answer. I was like, maybe.
I mean, the reason's pretty much like,
They
it's
just
kind
have
of
a
like
different-
how one doctor said Percy Harvin doesn't need surgery, and
Right,
the
right.
other doctor
Has to
said
go to
Percy Harvin does need surgery. So
Get
it's
it.
kind of different doctors, different philosophies, different teams, different philosophies.
I assumed, but I've assumed before, and it hasn't gone my way. So I was just like, I don't know, I'll find out. But
All right.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. So we're good. Well, I wish Moffitt the best of luck. I think the Real Rob Report will be just fine without him. We have a lot of different characters on the team, and as much as it was fun to see him in his underwear, good luck in Denver if that does work out for him.
And Carson Wiggs, we miss you so much.
I think that's the most emotional I've ever heard you in our whole entire lives of being brother and sister. Pretty
It's
sure.
because he taught me that handshake where like you
Oh,
turn
yeah.
your
Cool.
yeah, that's my new douchebag move. So
So
I'm gonna use
actually,
that.
funny story. I just joined a fantasy league that we dedicated to Carson called We Love Balls, and it's all female fantasy league. So that'll be cool.
Oh, now you've got all of our information from Seahawks Central Radio to start drafting.
And I want to show you. I don't want to show you. I want to tell you my team name. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Show me your TDs.
All right, and with that, we'll be right back.
Football fans, check out the official t-shirt apparel shop for the Pro Football Central Radio Network. Check out bigfrog.com/Cincinnati. That's bigfrog.com/Cincinnati. You think it, we ink it. They have an awesome 24-hour turnaround time. You can also visit them at their fabulous store over at Anderson Town Center, 7426 Beachmont Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio 45255. That's bigfrog.com/Cincinnati.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, we'll make the questions easier next
yeah.
week.
Well, we'll make them easier. Hopefully we'll come up with some more too. I mean, more than just what we got. Hopefully we can find someone to just smash them. Because we have all these t-shirts to give away, so.
Yeah, we got this crate over here.
And we have nobody has a title. Like, nobody's like, yeah, fan for the week, or like whatever. It's just.
The guy that freestyled that was pretty good at it. He'll be in next week, we're hoping.
Yeah, let's do roll call next week. That'll be awesome. I had so much fun today. I'm so glad that we did this.
Maybe we'll do trivia next week too. Nah, we gotta resync on the trivia questions. We'll make them less hard. We're sorry, people.
Sounds great.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Should have known at least 3 out of those 5. Let's get real.
True. Do that. All right. Well, and depending on what order. We did them in different orders to try to get people to get them, and that just didn't work at all.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out which ones were like easier and harder to like amp somebody up, but nope. Didn't work.
Cool. It's our first segment. We'll figure it out. They'll figure it out, whatever. Thanks, guys, so much for listening. We had a blast. I hope you had a blast listening. Next week is going to be just as jam-packed full of stuff. I'm excited for next week.
Yeah, we should have something crazy going on, so be sure to tune in next week.
Right, and stay tuned to Twitter because we have announcements coming out. Announcements.
Am I in 3rd grade now?
Well, I am.
I still am. All right. Well, everyone have a great week. Thanks for tuning in. Go Hawks.
This has been a presentation of the Pro Football Central Network. For news, blogs, highlights, and more, log on to ProFootballCentral.com.